Okay, so right now we're actually going to do a couple of videos, say two videos on uh, bivariate categorical data. So what we're going to look at is we're going to just look at Module 6, Topic D, and we're going to we're going to go through it at quite some pace. Um, One of the reasons for this is that a lot of these are very elementary ideas, and I think once you see them in action, that you'll have no trouble completing them. Um, so let's take a look. Let's get started with this. So first one here is reading two-way frequency tables. Now, a frequency table is just a way of showing data that we've been provided after conducting a survey. So this example here that we see is students surveyed on their Facebook use. So you could do this in a classroom. You could say, okay, all right, take your age ranges in your classroom. Maybe make two age ranges like they've done here, 18 to 22 and 23 plus. And then just ask the simple question: do you use Facebook, or do you not use Facebook? And based on that, you count the numbers in each category and you plug them in. Okay. So what we see here is that students in the 18 to 22 age range, well, 78 of them used Facebook and 4 of them did not use Facebook. So one of the things we can actually gather from here actually is that the students that were surveyed in the age group 18 to 22, well, 78 plus 4 is 82, there were 82 of them. So 82 out of 82 students surveyed in the 18 to 22 age group, 78 of them used Facebook and 4 of them did not. Okay. Another thing that we can actually gather from here is that the age group of 23 plus, well, we have 70 students who used it, 67 who didn't. 70 plus 67 is 137. So we know that there were 137 students in the 23 plus age range. Okay. Some more information we can gather from here as well is that in the range of students who used Facebook, in total, the number of students that used Facebook was 148. And we can also say that the students who did not use Facebook was 71. Okay, so this is all pretty straightforward. All we're doing is we're saying, okay, this column is the students who used Facebook, this column is the student who did not, and these are the students from this age range, this is the students from this age range, and we go from there. One final piece of information we can actually look at is, well, how many students were there total? And what we see here is that both 148 plus 71, well, 148 plus 71 is, let me see, 149, and it's a 219. Okay, and what you'll find here as well is that 7 plus 2 is 9, 8 plus 3 is 11, and that gives you 219 as well. So you actually, this will verify all of your information here. So this is the total number of students here that were surveyed altogether. So this is all the information that you can get from a two-way frequency table. So what Khan Academy is going to do for you is it's actually going to ask you a couple of questions. Once again, the bold questions are the key parts. Oftentimes you can actually ignore the rest of it. It is useful, of course, to see the context of the data, and I encourage you to read it. But when you're just trying to get the answer to the question, you can just look at, you do need to look right here. So how many 18 to 22-year-old students in the survey responded they uses Facebook? Well, the first thing we're narrowing down is we're narrowing down to 18 to 22, and they're saying, yes, they used Facebook. So now we're narrowing down just to the 78 right here. So there's your answer right there. Okay, we'll move on. We'll race through these ones pretty quickly. Let's go. Okay. Preferences about cats and dogs, right? Okay, females in the sample had no preference. How many females in the sample had no preference? We're looking right here, and we're looking at no preference. Where's the intersection? We see right there, our intersection here is at 6. There we go. How many graduates? So we've got graduates in 2 different universities and their income. How many graduates in the sample came from University A? Well, we're looking at how many graduates came from University A. We don't care about the income, so we're just looking at the sum of these 3 here. So we've got 5 plus 5 is 10, 9 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 16. So we've got 160 graduates altogether. Okay, and finally in this one here, we're back to the Facebook question here. Watch out for this because oftentimes the actual question you're given is slightly different. They're using the same data sometimes. Sometimes they actually change the data too. But this question will almost always be different here. So what we're looking at is how many students in the survey responded that they used Facebook. Last time we actually had to narrow it down. This time here we actually have to add those two up. And there we go. So there we have it. There's reading two-way frequency tables. Let's move on. The next exercise in this set is two-way frequency tables. So we've already learned how to read them. Now we need to learn how to construct them. Well, we're going to be given enough information to be able to construct a frequency table from scratch. We talked about the sum of everything at the beginning. There's our 41 right here. That's going to be our sum of everything right up here. And each of these is going to narrow things down for us. Anything that has a total, we can't answer immediately. We do need something with an intersection to begin with. So this one here is the one with the intersection, so we're going to answer this one first. So 7 patrons have neither a cat nor a dog. Here we go. Do not have a dog, do not have a cat. We're going with the intersection right here. That's our starting point. Okay. Now we're in the right way. Now we can actually answer the other stuff, right? Well, we can't answer the cat yet. The 17 pages in total have a cat. Well, that's this one right here. They don't intersect, so it's unhelpful to us. But 20 patrons in total have a dog. So we're looking here at 20 patrons in total have a dog. And that is, do not have a dog. I'm sorry, they do not have a dog. 20 patrons in total do not have a dog. So that is this row right here. We have 20 total. 7 have already been accounted for. So 20 minus 7 is 13. Now we have one of the data points for the cat, so we can now move on here to the cat. So 17 total have a cat, 13 are already accounted for, so 4 is our remainder. Finally, we're looking at 41. Right? We have this number 41 at the top. Okay, so our total should add up to 41. Okay, so we've got 13 plus 7 is 20, plus 4 is 24. So 41 minus 24 is going to be 17. Okay, so there you have it. There, we're constructing it. We'll see at least one more of these as we go along. This is the next type of question you'll get in the two-way frequency tables, and you've seen this a lot before because the first time you saw a frequency table was probably in first grade when you saw Venn diagrams, and essentially a Venn diagram is a type of frequency table, but it's not in table form, and it's very visual, but it doesn't necessarily give you all of the data that you're looking for. You do need to recategorize it to get the data. What I recommend here is let's look at the intersection and the outlier first. So the intersection of the two of wore a tie and received a compliment. Everything here is in the positive. There's no in the negative. So the ones that are not intersecting are various different negatives. Okay. So the one that's intersecting is the one where they're both positive. Both wore a tie and received a compliment is 8, and we can see here received a compliment, wore a tie. There we go, is 8. Okay. From here, we can also say, well, down here, our 10 right down here is neither wore a tie nor received a compliment because it's in neither circle. So we're going to put our 10 straight in here. Okay. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, who else wore a tie? There was 7 more who wore a tie. Notice we're not actually adding things because they're separated out for us already. And the last one must be 5. So everything here is separated out for you. It's just recategorize the numbers in table format. Let's take a look at another one. All right, so here's back to reorganizing again, what we've looked at before. So we've got data here, people who've been to Australia, who've been to the United States, and based on who has not been to Australia and who has not been to the United States as well. Okay, 19 total. Look for your intersection first of whatever intersection you've got. 5 members have both been to the United States, have been to the United States, and have been to Australia. We're looking right here. Have been to the United States, have been to Australia, we're looking at this part right here. So that's 5. Okay, and now we have our totals. So let's look at our totals. 11 people in total have been to the United States. So 11 have been to the United States. So 11 have been to the United States. That's this whole column right here. 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay. And then we have 12 in total have been to Australia. So have been to Australia is this row right here, and we know that it's 12. Okay. So 5 plus 7 is 12. And finally, we have 19 total. We're looking at 19 right up here. So we have 19 total. We've got 5 plus 7, of course, is 12, was given to us earlier. Plus 6 is 18. 1 remains. Okay. And the final one then will be a similar one, exactly the same way. These are the trickier ones for people, so it's worthwhile looking at them more than twice. So once again, we're looking for our intersection. 11 days where then she neither wore a tie nor received a compliment. And this is a similar question to what we just looked at before. Remember, the data may well be different, and they're just using similar scenarios. So 11 where she neither wore a tie nor received a compliment. Did not wear a tie, did not receive a compliment. There's your intersection right there, and we're going to put in 11 for that. Okay, now we're looking at our totals. There were 30 days in total where she received a compliment. 30 days in total where she received a compliment. We cannot deal with that just yet. We're going to deal with that next. So we're going to come back to that, and we've got 16 days in total where she did not wear a tie. So 16 days in total is where she did not wear a tie, is right here. Okay, so the 16 days, we've got 11 of them accounted for, so there's 5 remains. We can go back to the 30. 5 are accounted for now, so that's 25 remains. And now we're looking for 50, so we want to calculate our 50. So from 50, we have 25 plus 5 is 30, plus 11 is 41, and that gives us 9. So we have 9 that remain. Okay, let's move on, and we'll do we'll get our first introduction to two-way relative frequency tables in the next video.